You described this process of you had this really traumatic experience followed by then another mentally traumatic experience. And now looking into your future, you're running marathons daily. It's some of the things you're doing are absolutely blow my mind in a really inspiring way, because a lot of it is for charity, a lot of it's for your business, and it's really quite inspiring. You find that, and I've heard SES guys talk about this a lot, when you're within a war zone, that you only need to think of the next step and the next step and what are we doing next. And I think the kind of the thing about life is there's so many different things thrown at you that you're thinking about it all at once, and that can cause this huge amount of pressure and stress. So a lot of the SES and Army guys, after they've served, get into extreme sports or running or quite extreme events, because all they need to think about within that time is the next step.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of decompression time.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's quite fitting for yourself?
I think so. I think everything that we do it's always phased. Every operation is a phased operation. Phase 1, let's get to phase 1, and then we move on to phase 2, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. And it's always spoken about. So everything that we do with a set of orders, they'll be phased. And it's really important, step by step, so everyone knows when we're at the first step, when we're at the second phase, when we're at the third phase, and then, we'll then move forward. And I don't know, I think coming away from the military, the power of giving back is so important to me as well. It's so important because we're only 2 mistakes of being on our asses ourselves, and hopefully if I ever end up on my backside, there's some good people out there who are giving back. And that's how I see it. I should give back. As long as I'm breathing, I should do something. And I support the military charities, and I'll put my body on the line like I did with the marathons in 2021, where I ran for the fallen from Afghanistan and Iraq, and I pledged that I'd run 26.2 miles a day, and each day I remembered 26 names which were written on the back of my shirt. Each day was different names as we moved forward, and I took each day as it came, because if I looked at that 25 marathons in 25 days as a whole, I think I've got no chance. So I took it each day as it came, and then each mile, and grinded it out. I set myself this massive challenge, the reason for the challenge was just so much bigger than me. I mean, this was remembering those who had paid the ultimate sacrifice, which is huge. And when I started to go, then I started to have like loads of messages from families who, I was running for, and that just gave me more energy and, more desire to actually complete this. But it was a full-on journey that I completed. And then 2022, I decided to go again, but this time I was going to bring on the Falklands, those who never made it home from the Falklands, because it was the 40th anniversary of the liberation. And I was like, I'm going to go again. And I did go again, and halfway through I flew out to the Falklands. They flew me out there, and I ran 4 marathons on the Falkland Islands, which was absolute nails. I mean, the hardest marathons I've ever done, just because of the climate, the elevation, the wind. Oh, it was nails. But I took my dad with me, because if there's anyone that was going to be able to motivate me and give me that clarity and that sense of direction, was my dad. So he was my safety driver and my inspiration, and I just got out every day and just ran as best as I could. And I managed to complete that. And then actually recently I just completed the toughest foot race in the world, which is the Marathon des Sables, and I had to ask myself some serious questions on that. That was like another level of resolve. It was really hard. I mean, the heat was just unbearable. We were unfortunate because we had a heat wave during the event, and it's hot out in the Sahara anyway that time of year, but this was just like bonkers heat, and a lot of people were just going down all over the place with heat exhaustion. But I survived, got over the line, and so them 3 challenges that I've done over the last 3 years have raised, I'm probably on about £200,000, which is
Jesus.
amazing.
Jesus.
Thereabouts, not far off. So I'll keep doing stuff for others, because it's important to give back. And it's been a mad journey, really.
And finally, I don't want to leave, but I know that you've got a speech, so you'll have to. So there's two questions that come to mind. One is, tell me about your watch.
So this is quite sentimental, really. It's an Omega Seamaster, and I've always loved growing up watches, and I always sort of bought what I could afford, which is like an Armani watch, because it was like not like an exclusive watch or like a top end watch, but it's a watch that I could afford, and it still looked quite nice. But I just couldn't afford a nice sort of expensive watch. But when I got back from Afghanistan, you have an operational bonus money, and I was like, I'm going to sacrifice a family holiday to get this watch. But I've always wanted a nice watch. Just one would have done. I mean, I'm very fortunate to have done work with Bremont as well, which have been incredible to me with some of the timepieces that I've got, just incredible. But this I got after my tour of Afghanistan, and I don't wear it very often, but it's gorgeous, and it has a lot of meaning for me. And time is very important for me, especially like in the army. I mean, time is critical. It's not flexible. You make sure that you've got to be at the right time, right place, ready to move, and everything's done on time. So time in the military is a great fit to wearing a gorgeous timepiece. So and
a sentimental attachment, something that you can never replace, is it?
No, you can't. And like I said, I don't wear it often, but when I do, it feels good. I'll never get rid of it. It's got too much
behind it.
It's got too much behind it. And I worked hard for it. So it's all it's a thing of beauty.
And on a final note, we've gone over a ton of stuff about the leadership process and the leadership that you kind of instilled to your men. If there's one lesson or some advice that you could give about leadership to people listening to this or watching this, what do you think it would be?
Be inclusive. Be courageous. Be approachable. And don't be scared to attack. And that could be a project, that could be a business goal, that could be your target within business. Don't be scared to attack what is achievable, because sometimes fear overwhelms people and they don't want to get out of their comfort zone and really go and push the boundaries. And as a leader and as a manager, you have to display courage. And you've got to go on the offensive, because nothing's going to be given to you. If you want to improve and you want to promote and climb, you've got to go on the offensive. But you also take the people with you. You be inclusive and you give them the tools that they will need to then attack behind you, because that's what it's. Infectious leadership is so important. Be by example.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And just a little one, anyone that wants more details, Double Crossed is your book. Incredible read and truly inspirational story. So thank you.
Also the film, because Double Cross was then made into a film, and it's called Danny Boy, and it's available on Sky actually, and it's my life story. And you get to see how steadfast Lucy was with me during some real demanding time. So if you're bored on a Friday night or after work,
a couple of beers,
have a little watch of Danny Boy, because it's on Sky, so it's all good.